Morning, guys. My name's Gary. Grateful, recovering alcoholic and drug addict. Just got off work. It's Friday morning, day after Thanksgiving, and it's 11:25 in I'm in Georgetown, Texas, headed towards Austin in bumper to bumper freeway. Everybody's out shopping today, spending money. So I just want to tell you guys, okay? This thing that I'm doing works, okay? I look tired right now, man. I look tired, but it's a good tired, okay? I was in, okay, so a lot of you know, I think I said I'm Gary. I'm a grateful, recovering alcoholic and drug addict. I've been in recovery for, most of my life, but I've been sober 6.5 months. And 2.5 months ago, I lost my middle son, Brandon, who was 27 years old, to an accidental fentanyl overdose in Long Beach, California. And it's been a wild ride and very tough ride. And 2 weeks ago, I was thinking about, this holiday, Thanksgiving, that we just had yesterday, and it crippled me. It put me in bed for a day, well, half a day. And I went to an AA meeting and I shared about my pain. What I was thinking about was going into the holidays without my son, Brandon. So really tough, if you're in that dark place to live. This is how fast I'm going right now, guys. It's crazy. It's creeping along. So, I was thinking about going into the holidays without my son, Brandon, and really tough to be grateful when you're in that place. You're stuck. And how I got unstuck. And rightfully so. I mean, I lost my son, man. I just fucking ripped the heart out of my chest. But since I've lost my son, and, when I started my recovery 6 months ago, I threw myself into service, and I started going to a lot of meetings. But since the death of my son, I've doubled or tripled on the service work and working with other alcoholics, using meetings as a place to get well and a place to share my pain, also using it as a place to find people that are starting this journey out, where I've got a little bit of time more than them, and showing them, here's what I'm doing to stay sober, and here's what I'm doing to get through the death of my son sober, right? And started this YouTube channel, and the response on this is unbelievable. Not only the support in helping me get through this stuff, but I'm helping other people also. And wow, it's just unbelievable. So I've got things coming in right now from social media. And I knew nothing about social media. I mean, I knew zero about social media before I started this YouTube channel, and I know very little about it now, but I've got messages coming in right now as I'm doing this. I got a message that came in the other night while I was making a video about one of my son's best friends that he grew up with is he's got 4 days today. Just got off the phone with him. This thing's amazing. But so what I did to get through my holidays is I made a plan. It was suggested to me to make a plan by a very good friend of mine. And she's one of these social media geniuses. And, met her in the rooms of AA. And she's a social media giant. And, I've been just kind of watching her. And she, we do this thing together. Nothing to do with business or social media, but I watch, what she does on social media, and then I kind of try to, in a really poor way, emulate, what she's doing, and so she suggested to me, when I was crippled, 2 weeks ago, thinking about the holidays, make a fucking plan, dude. And even if it's just like, okay, Friday I read a book or, whatever. So here's what we did, okay? So yesterday, I know I'm on shaky ground going into Thanksgiving, right? And I've got a lot of things to be grateful for, but I'm going into Thanksgiving teetering on, oh my God, I just lost my son, and then going, yeah, but I've got this great brand new grandson, and my ex-wife invited me over for Thanksgiving dinner, and I'm going to be with my family, but we're not going to have Brandon, and oh my God, and so going back and forth, fight in the dark neighborhood, right? So my friend calls me. I'm thinking, because she's just getting sober, so she's got a fucking dark neighborhood she contends with also, right? And she's got a beautiful life, man. And great husband. I met him yesterday. Dude's fucking awesome, man. And beautiful child they have. So anyway, a beautiful home. So I think to myself, there's all these fucking homeless people, right? In Austin, Texas. I mean, you can't drive down a street without seeing like 20 homeless people. Maybe we could pack some lunches for these people or make them some sandwiches. So I called her and she's like, I'm at HEB, I'm on it, right? So she fucking stocks up and gets, we got sandwich stuff, and then I got, a couple loaves of bread and some sandwich stuff. And she had all these little snacks. Women do this shit way better than guys do, right? So I get to her house, right, meet her husband, and it's like, I've never met her husband. I don't even know her that well, right? We know each other intimately, like deeply, right? Like we've shared our fears and shit with each other, right? But I don't know how she lived. Like I don't know her life, I don't know what the fuck she does. I know what she does for a living, but I don't know much about it, right? And I don't know her husband or anything. So I go into her house, right? Beautiful home. And they welcome me into their house, and it was like family. Like we were all talking like these are people that I want to spend the rest of my life knowing, you know what I mean? Like him and I went into he loves music and he's a musician, and him and I went into, I love music and I play the guitar a little bit. I've taught myself over the years. I don't suck, but I'm not like a fucking guitar wizard or anything, but I can make beautiful music, but that's what the girls tell me anyways. No, I'm just bullshitting you guys. So we're sitting with his guitars and he's showing me his babies, right, and his guitars, right, and we just hit it off musically. Like we had a moment and just made a great connection. I mean, music is such a great way to connect your spirit to the world and your spirit to God, and to connect with other human beings. And it's like rubbing souls, so we got to rub souls or spirits, for a little bit. And my friend, his wife, we've already done that. We've been connecting on a spiritual level for about a month now. No, a couple months now. And so it's just this beautiful thing, right? This is happening, right? So we make sandwiches. We put like 1 or 2 sandwiches in a bag and some pretzels, and she had all kinds of shit in her cupboard. I mean, she's a mom, and her son's got all kinds of little snacks and goodies in there, right? So we all get in the car, and they got like a Suburban or whatever, and so her and I sit up front, and I'm not saying names, okay? So that's why I'm saying her and him. So well, we all get in the car, and he sits in back with the baby. He's not a baby, he's 3 years old. But it was so cool, man. So we don't have to drive far, we just drive downtown. And there's a whole row of homeless people, you know, grabbing some shelter, you know, like 5 or 6 feet of shelter where they're not getting wet, and they've got their blankets out, and they're, you know, they're cold and they're snuggled up. Some are sleeping, and we're waking them up and saying, hey, do you guys want some Thanksgiving? You know, it's not much, but, and they were so, every single person we handed a sack to, right? And was so grateful. It brought joy to my heart. Like, they were like, oh my God, thank you so much, right? It was a big thing to them, and it wasn't nothing to do. It didn't, it was actually fun, and, you know, it's amazing. I mean, it was like, I want to do, this is how I want to live the rest of my life, guys, because I don't care what kind of fucking drug you put in your body, right? You'll never get that feeling that you get when you're helping someone else, and somebody genuinely is grateful for such a small thing. You realize how good you got it, you know, and it's how I really believe that this is why, this is our path. I mean, this is my path. I don't know what anybody else's path is, right? But I know we're meant to help one another. Sorry about this shaky bullshit, you guys. So I know I just started speeding up again, so I don't know how long it's been doing that. So I'm going to slow down a little bit. We're meant to help one another, you know, and that's where I get I call it the juice. I get my juice, man, and because it just pumps my spirit full of juice. So then we wrap that up. We go back to her house, and me and her husband go up in his little music room, and he shows me his babies and all that stuff. And I could have spent the rest of the evening there just playing with his toys, you know, all these beautiful guitars. And he's got all the guitars that I would have, right? And then I went to my ex-wife's house, who lives like a mile or two from me. And she invites me over, and I spent Thanksgiving and it's been, I don't even know how many years. I want to say probably 15 or 20 since I've spent Thanksgiving with my ex-wife and my sons. And we missed Brandon, and we talked about Brandon we were laughing when we talked about it, right? Because we were talking about his character and his spirit and his funniness, and we didn't spend a lot of time on it because it's hard, okay? I mean, that was their brother, and it was our son, but he was there, and my grandson was there. Little chubby boy, and he's getting chubby, and he was born a month premature, so he was born skinny. Like, babies are usually born a little chubby, right? He was born skinny, and he's getting to be a little fatty, and it's fucking great, man. He's getting healthy, and he's gonna start eating baby food pretty soon, and that's when they really fucking explode, right? So I had a beautiful Thanksgiving. I didn't have any, I didn't feel any pain, guilt, remorse, Of course, I naturally felt sad. My son wasn't there. But there's so much to be grateful for, you guys. Even though I've lost my son, and I still get to grieve him, and it's okay if I end up crying today. I'm okay with that. I'm going to be fine, right? I've got a lot of support. But I found gratitude. That's probably been one of my, in the last 6.5 months since I've been sober, I've got to say, that was the, in the 9-step promises, it says these great events will come to pass for you and countless others. Last night was a great event. But there was 2 great events that happened. Just the whole day was a great event, okay? And my son's service was a great event that we had 2 weeks ago. And some of my great events in being sober 18 years of my life, some of those great events are tough events, but it doesn't mean they can't be great. So God is working in my life. Remember, you guys, please subscribe, okay? And I got to tell you about the Impact Foundation, LA.org, run by a lady named Vicky. She never stops, never sleeps, just keeps on going, right? She lost her son, Chase Malone, to an accidental fentanyl overdose. Chase didn't know what he was taking. He was poisoned by the cartel. And, he was poisoned by the cartel. And Vicky started this foundation to do something with all that turmoil and pain and sorrow. And she took it and turned it into beauty and love and service. And that's what I watched people like her, and that's what I knew instantly what I was going to do, because I knew I couldn't live with that pain. I don't know how to explain it, guys, but it's a pain you can't bear to live with. It brought me, my son will testify, it knocked me on my knees when I got the news. It knocked me out. And I don't know of anything else that's ever brought me to my knees like that. Nothing ever has, not like that. So that pain, Vicky showed me, and she showed me her strength and what she could do, and I'm doing it myself. And I'm doing it with the power of God and with the grace, God's grace. And I walk through life with dignity and with a deep respect, a deeper respect for others right now. And, through losing my son, I have a much deeper respect for people. And I have much more compassion and kindness in my heart because of the event that I just went through. So, Impact Foundation, LA.org. Hit the donate button. You guys, the foundation needs your help in order to grow its wings and fly. Thank you. Until next time.